Absolutely. So I was the selector this week, and the game I chose is called Life Lessons. I found out about this game several years ago, back when I was more involved in like the game development community, specifically the game dev subreddit. They would have these mega threads, and one of them was like the Feedback Friday thread. And this guy posted this game in there, and I tested the game, but um, before Tash, my playtime on Life Lessons was 4 minutes, so obviously I didn't really play very much, and so I just wanted to give the game like a legitimate try, and that's about all I have to say about why I selected the game.
How long ago was your exposure to that?
Shit, this was I was at IUPUI, so when the fuck was that?
That
Damn,
was
I'm
a
old.
that was a long ass time ago. That was like
Yeah,
6 or 7 years ago, probably.
yeah, that long ago is the answer.
What was your feedback to the guy? Or maybe wait until the appropriate
I
section if you want.
I honestly don't even remember if I gave him feedback.
Cool game, man. Something
Yeah,
It's a cool game.
yeah, that might have been what I said.
like that.
Would have been fun to like get him in here somehow, just to pick his brain on some of this stuff.
Well, just looking at his like other credits, it doesn't seem like he really continued the game dev path. It seemed he was uh I don't know what his day job was, but like it looked like he focused more on making music or something like that, and like this was just like a fun little hobby thing for him.
So
Oh,
actually,
cool.
it's funny you say that because probably about an hour ago, I went to his website because I was gonna see what other like kinds of games and stuff that he had. Sorry, I had to burp. And so he actually is a software developer who works on unmanned aircraft for scientific research and on open source privacy tech.
Yeah, he makes a bunch
Occasional
of money.
music
Wow.
producer and game developer.
He works for
Man,
the
I
military. He makes a bunch of money.
man, I made this guy sound like a chump. This dude's like a fucking genius.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
you
he,
wouldn't know
he
it.
he probably just cranked this game out in like a couple of days just for
Yeah,
shits.
you
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't know it from this game.
That's actually pretty awesome. Thanks for looking into that, actually. I guess we can move on to the next section, which is gameplay and design mechanics. What worked, what didn't, etc. Rule of cool, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to mention something real quick in this section as kind of like an advisory to anyone that wants to make a 2D platformer. If you make a 2D platformer, this is like a mandatory thing that you have to do. You have to be able to move the character with the D-pad on a controller. Like this is not like an optional thing. This is not like a taste. You have to do it.
I mean, you especially have to do it when you have an up and down the ladder mechanic. And so if you're
Yeah,
slightly
Yeah.
off center, you grab
Oh
ladders
yeah.
while you're trying to go left and right.
yeah, and the worst thing is like it's not like he didn't have access to the keys because he made it so that the D-pad and the arrow keys I assume work with the
Oh,
UI
sure.
navigation. So he had access to the inputs. He just didn't use them, and it's fine to let the left analog stick also be moving, but you also need to make sure the D-pad, the bare minimum is that the D-pad needs to move the character. If both of them move the character, that's fine, but the D-pad absolutely needs to move the character.
I don't know if I have like some revisionist history like memories here, but I only played the game on the Steam Deck in my hotel room, and I swear that I was playing on the D-pad.
You probably had Steam
That
input controller layout that
Yeah,
bottom out the D-pad to the controls or something.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah, that
thinking.
might be what it is. Because I played on ROG Ally, and all I know is that I had to go into like the ROG Ally, like software package, or whatever, and like rebind the key manually for this specific
Hmm.
game, so I could use the D-pad.
Yeah, 100% it was analog only movement. I tried with direct input and X input controllers and it didn't matter.
God, that would have sucked. That
It
would have
was
been really
fine.
annoying.
It was annoying at first, but I just kind of like dealt with it. Didn't really bother
Yeah,
me.
I mean, honestly, the controls felt pretty tight, like for what it is. I mean, like as far as like floatiness and all that shit, I
Oh
actually
yeah,
thought it felt pretty nice.
yeah. I mean, kind of to piggyback off of Ben's comment in terms of if you're going to make a precision platformer and things you should never do, you should never have. You should always have reference points of where you need to do things. So like, even if your background is like a tiled background, you still want to be able to know, like, okay, at this tree is when I need to jump or I need to do that. When you have just a purple background and you have no reference points for anything and you're trying to do precise movement shit, it's awful.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I think despite all that and like seeming like he doesn't really have a grasp of like precision platformers, he made like a lot of really cool levels and like a lot of weird like I want to be the guy esque things, which I don't know if that was the intention or not, or if it was just the things ended up being way harder than the guy wanted them to be.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, in general, I thought the platforming was, maybe not stellar, not like anything crazy, but for what it was enjoyable and it was fun. Do you guys remember that Flash game from ages ago? I think it was just called N.
Yeah, I remember
This game
that.
reminded
Yeah,
me a
I
lot
played
of
N
that.
plus. Is N plus
Yeah.
Okay,
like
yeah.
similar?
Talking about N plus, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Man, that's funny.
Um,
I had a
but
fucking YouTube video that showed up that was like, I'm gonna beat old Flash games of the past, and that was the one in the preview. I was like, oh man, that game was sweet.
yeah, this game reminded me a lot of that game, like jank included, and like level design wise. Like I made custom levels for that game. I browsed the forums
Oh,
and
nice.
downloaded custom maps and shit. It just reminded me a lot of that game, and I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of issues with what he did, but I think that it was also good enough that it was good enough that I wanted to beat it, even despite there was so many things that like there were so many small issues.
Yeah, I mean, I will say my desire to beat it, which did not end up occurring, was to spite the level of difficulty that the game was presenting. So I guess you could see that as a success.
Yeah, I got fucking roadblocked by the one level that I talked to you about, Jordan. I
Yeah.
forget what it was called, but it felt like
When
I was
life
gonna
gives
have
you
to.
lemons.
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, it felt like I was just gonna have to like sit there forever. Because I even tried what you said, and it was still like constantly the lemon was getting shredded, and it's like, well, fuck this. I'm not gonna sit here and try it.
Yeah, I mean, doing that just makes it so you basically can't die doing that. So it's just you do it, and then you either catch it or you don't. And then the only part that you have to do is after you get the full glass, you need to drop from the top. And then, yeah, the level is so much easier than if you're dropping from the top fucking 7 times or however many times it takes to fill the glass.
There, I have literally no reason to believe this because I didn't even come close to beating the game. But like, I started thinking about this when I looked up the achievement data for this game, and I have no evidence for this. I didn't even look up to see if you could like check the raw numbers of the achievements. Since obviously not a lot of people bought this game. We probably constitute like 60% of the of the customers, right? Like I'm just eyeballing it, or just I'm making that up, but like it's probably closer to the truth than you think. But like I was thinking about like who got the achievement for like the normal and the hard. I'm pretty sure it was the developer himself, which makes me think that like there's got to be something he put in the game, like some kind of visual cue where he could just go through the game and just like blaze through it. You know what I mean?
It's possible.
Or he cheated.
I mean,
I
here's the thing though. One of the other achievements that I can't see, which probably for like the secret ending or something, has 7.9% rather than 7.2.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Wait a minute.
there might have been a shitload of people that beat this
Yeah, wait
game.
a minute. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh fuck, I didn't even think about that. Are we just bad then?
I mean, it just depends on who plays this game. If like the needle game players play this game, they probably beat normal in like 15 minutes because like this game is trivial compared to a hard platforming game. But compared to
Yeah.
people who don't play platformers, it's quite a bit challenging.
God damn. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess we can talk about difficulty later or now. I guess it would fit now, but like, I would call the game, as far as its difficulty goes, very unbalanced throughout the whole thing. But I don't know if I can really say that like with confidence because I only got halfway through the game. I got to 15 out of 30. So like, I don't know like if it becomes like a much more like consistent experience after that.
I mean, do you want to do that now or do you want to wait until the questions? Because it's literally your first question,
Yeah,
right?
we could just wait until the questions. If anyone, I mean, if no one has anything else to add, we can just move on to art, audio, and UI.
I think I'm with Seth, like overall, that I mean, obviously this game it's like a little penny candy, right? But I think there's actually a lot of like good ideas, even if a lot of them are kind of underbaked.
Yeah, like the like momentum into the doors thing. That's a really good idea. Like really, really good. It's a little jank as you would expect from a quick solo dev project, but like it's fun. It's cool.
Yeah, and I guess not to breach too much on like the balancing of the difficulty. I do think that it's kind of like Leap Year. It feels like a game that originated from like a game jam, and the level design feels like it was very much thematic, as game jam games usually
Oh
are. The
yeah,
theme being life lessons. Like he literally got a list of life lessons, read out the life lessons it's out
yep,
loud, and was like, "How do I make this into a level?" And that's what he did 30 times. And
Oh yeah.
the results of that is actually pretty impressive, even if I do think it's
Yeah,
imbalanced.
yeah. Like it
yeah.
is very creative individually on each level, and each one having like a little joke associated with it too. And I also like the kind of undertone of it's called life lessons. You're learning lessons about life, but the game is also like ludicrously fucking difficult. So it's like life's a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything else to add, or should we move on?
I think we can move on to probably most of the stuff I've talked about in your questions, so I'll just save it
Yeah.
for there.
All right, that makes sense. So going on just like the general visuals and aesthetics, styles versus fidelity, music, UI. How did you guys feel about it? Let's start with Thomas.
I mean, it's fine, right? I mean, it is what it is. The song was actually kind of like an earworm as I was sitting there playing it in my fucking hotel room with Mary laying down right next to me, and we were both kind of vibing to the song a little bit. Uh, I mean, the art is very obviously like a guy who probably like just learned how to make whatever this game is, like 32 by 32 pixel art in like a day. But again, it all kind of serves its purpose. I think I wish they would have gone a little more whole hog on like the silliness with the voice acting of the little lips person rather than just having like some goofy text to speech thing. But again, for what it is, it was acceptable.
I do want to bring up one thing mostly from like a UI perspective, which is unless there is an easier way to do this and I'm just dumb, the one thing I did not like about the platforming that was related to the UI is like if you have to pick something up and you're moving really fast, like on a spring or something, it's really, really hard to time the pickup button when you actually need to pick it up.
Yeah, and there's one level where like one of those like times where you're supposed to do that is like when you're falling upside down, and if you miss
Yeah,
it, it's like you have to go back through and do the whole fucking thing again so you can
yeah,
get back to that
that was
moment. It
like,
was really frustrating.
yeah, that was like an aspect of the difficulty that I did not appreciate personally.
Yeah, there was definitely some tedium in this game. I don't know if anyone other than Jordan made it to the practice makes perfect level, but that thing was annoying as shit.
Which one was that?
The one where the level goes invisible and you just take a screenshot.
Wait, what? Jesus.
That's fucked up.
That's with the goated character hindsight, which is just a pair of pants with eyes coming out the top of it. So
Oh
here's
shit.
here's the level. So if you look to the left, if you can only see like what's behind you, basically. But on this level, you could bug it out so that if you jump in the air and you just spam left and right, you'll see that you'll be able to see the other side for a little bit.
Uh,
There was I found exploits in basically like every level that was annoying because like the game was not really like debugged to kind of prevent these things. So there was shit like this all over the place.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, this level was cool and also like infuriating because like you could just it was a long level because you had to go all the way around and then like go all the way around again, and then if you die, you have to redo the whole thing. So this level was tedious, but there's like I think there's way worse tedium levels. Like one of the early ones that I think we all played was the one where you had to collect all like the words and like it's not
every
hard, it
dog has
just
his
takes
day.
fucking
Yeah,
forever. Oh, and
Yeah.
every dog has its day. I mean that level is tedious, but it's also like probably the most precise platforming the game asks for you, which on level 3 or whatever it is fucking ridiculous.
Is that the one where you like bounce between the bouncy pads or whatever it is?
There's 3 springs, and then like the stars are moving in like erratic patterns, and you have to pick up Monday, Friday, and Sunday and bring them to the dogs on the top and do it 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the hardest. That's the hardest level in the game, I think.
It's actually funny because that level was the first time I soft rage quit the game. Where
Yeah,
this it was after you had suggested we only play for like 2 hours and see if we
I
want
said
to
like
keep
30
going.
minutes.
Yeah, so well that might have been for and this might have been when I was like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
sure,
just
sure,
not
sure,
gonna
sure,
play
sure.
anymore. It was that level because I did all the platforming to get around and I was like, why can't I pick up the dogs to bring to the words? And I felt so annoyed because I did all that work of doing the platforming
That's funny.
and and then like I went to go take a shit and I was like, oh, you're probably supposed to bring the words to the dogs. So that's when I
That's hilarious.
uninstalled the game and just
Funny.
kept playing.
Yeah, man, that
Honestly,
level's no joke.
that level's no joke, but it's definitely not the tedious. For me, the most tedious one, God, I can't even remember what the lesson was. There's like 6 faces, and you have to match the object to the faces. Do you know what I'm talking about,
Oh
Jordan?
yeah.
If you die on that level, it is fucking obnoxious because
It,
you have to
I,
like remember where everything goes, and some of the faces will accept the items, but they're not the right like thing.
Oh,
That
there
thing
was
was
one
obnoxious.
oh my god, there was one that pissed me off, the math one.
that one's
When
funny.
when they don't when they don't do like parentheses, so you have to
Oh
like
yeah,
kind
I
of
hate that shit.
brute force it to see what they really meant. That shit pisses me off.
I use ChatGPT.
I
I,
just I just did the math like 2 ways. I did it like just reading it straight through, and then I did PEMDAS, and I just saw which one worked, and that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it's
that was the answer, right? It's just actual PEMDAS. Assume
yeah,
there's no
Yeah,
parentheses. Yeah.
yeah. It's just PIMDAS. That's all you had to do.
if I saw that level and I was like, well, ChatGPT, here we go. It's just
I
totally
thought
unnecessary.
ChatGPT/AI actually like struggled with math equations like order of operations and shit. Maybe
Not
not if it's
those.
that easy.
Not that shit. I can tell you it was right the first time. I think I like won. No, I think once I figured out the timing for the stars, I beat that level easily.
I think I remember looking at them and being like, okay, well that one's double digits, so it must be doing it the other way.
Yeah, that level also same for me. Like once you realize that, I think you just go like right as the stars get at their widest point, and you always will fall
Yeah.
safely.
Yeah, and that's actually how I felt about Every Dog Has Its Day. It was fucking brutal when you first do it, and even up till the end, it's pretty brutal. But the thing that really makes it hard is the fact that the stars desynchronize.
Yeah.
If
I
they were
mean, that's
just
another
like synchronized, it would be fine.
that's another thing about like the difference between a good platforming game and this game is things like that. Where like if you just let the cycles cycle, they're not on cycle, so they're just like random eventually. And some levels are truly random, like the one where you're on the springs and you have to live. They
oh
go in
yeah,
opposite directions. It's just like
Oh
it's a
yeah,
random point where they start, which I think is terrible design.
that's what I was thinking about with how RNG that specific level is. That's Hope
Yeah.
Springs Eternal, right?
Yep.
Like, I, I mean, obviously, like the dude made this game as kind of like a casual,
Oh yeah.
like time waster micro game, but like having a game balanced around like limited lives and having a level like that, it seems kind of cruel.
I mean, I do gotta say though, in corollary to that, when I first got to Hope, I was still on normal, and when I died immediately upon entering the level because I looked away for half a second, I immediately turned normal off because I was not doing that. I went down to easy.
Yeah.
I
Are you
loved the
guys
gauntlet levels after I was on easy. I loved them.
are
Yeah.
you guys you're talking about the one where you have to like survive for 30 seconds on the
Yeah.
Yeah,
platforms, right? Yeah, that level, goddamn, that one's almost sent me into a blind rage. When you
Like
die
that
like
one
1 or 2 seconds, holy shit.
like that one in Time Flies. I don't know if there's more gauntlets after that. I just assumed it was every checkpoint level, but I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the Hope Springs Eternal level. I just didn't like that it's not the same pattern every time. Like I don't think
yeah,
that's good.
yeah. Like the idea of it, I thought was really cool, but the
Yeah,
RNG-ness of it made me think like this is so brutal if you're trying to do like a normal or hard run.
you
Yeah,
just have
I
to
mean
have like an
those.
understanding of the shit and be able to identify really quickly. It's like unnecessary things, I think.
I felt like by the end of it, like, because that level took me, I don't know, probably somewhere between like 5 and 10 tries. And I feel like I kind of developed a strategy for it by the end, where like you
Yeah,
just always want to be on the platform as it's going up,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it's
like
not
doing like
terrible.
the smallest jumps or smallest
Yeah.
jumps possible until it gets to the
Yep.
top, and then you just try to shimmy yourself onto another one that's ascending.
Or you can even land on a bottom one if it's about, or like even a side one if it's about to hit, so that you just time it so you can like be in the air while it's bouncing or whatever.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know. I don't know.
also
That level's great actually.
yeah, I liked it conceptually, but I feel like the doors were like a trap. Like if you ever use those doors, you died basically, unless you like really were locked in. Because there's like two doors where they like teleport to each other on the opposite sides of the map.
Hmm.
Yeah, and if there isn't like a spring floating under it when you use the teleport, you're basically fucked.
What would you guys think of all the art shit? I feel like I was the only one who answered that.
Oh, I forgot about that. I for a 99 cents game, I think it's like I never really thought about it, and that's actually well, that's part of why I asked like the question later on is like about the 99 cents thing. But I guess if I were to think about it, like my gut is that like I think it's acceptable, except that now I'm thinking about it is much less acceptable because there is another cardinal sin that has been committed in the screenshot that Sesh posted. You see how those lips, each pixel of the lips is like 40 times the size of every other
Ha.
pixel? That is, um, I feel like I'm like a purist about this, but I feel like I feel strongly enough that like I kind of want to like mandate it. Like if you do pixel art, I feel like it would very much behoove you to make every pixel on the screen the same size.
I mean, I can see like I think all it needed is like a gradient because it was probably drawn more in like 4 by 4, 8 by 8, whatever pixels rather than just the 1 by 1s. But I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I agree with you in the sense that they shouldn't do that and there should just be a color gradient.
yeah. I imagine what happens is he probably made that asset really early on and he put it into the game and it was like the quote unquote correct size, but obviously it was like molecular. So he just scaled it up in the engine, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's how this
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. I mean, I think the visuals and everything are like dog shit. I mean, you could say it's like serviceable because it's one guy, but I mean, Stardew Valley was made by one guy, so I
Yeah,
mean,
when I say serviceable, I meant because not only because of one guy, but also because of the 99 cent
Yeah, I
yeah,
license.
mean, the Mona Lisa was made by one guy, but I'm not going to hold the 99-cent life lessons up to the same standard.
yeah. I think it's dog shit. I think the music was fucking absolutely abhorrent, and I fucking hated
That's what I was
it.
thinking about too, because
I
when I first suggested this game, I actually like briefly looked at the Steam reviews, and one of them was like it said something very offensive about the music,
Yeah,
and I felt really bad because when I first looked into the guy's background, he was like a music guy. And
yeah,
I'm like, that's a pretty harsh thing to say to him.
I will say there's kind of a reason I was giggling when I said that the Mary and I were vibing to the music, and it did come to a point where I was like, all right, I gotta turn this shit off.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's very bad.
for what it's worth, I set the music volume to 0.
Yeah, the music's terrible. I think the art is terrible, and I think the voice acting, air quotes, like just the Microsoft Anna shit was like atrocious. And I wish he just like got some college chick to do it.
I'm fine with that because I imagine like if he was just working on his own, he just wanted something just to work, so he found some asset or package that would just do the text to speech.
I mean, yes, but surely there's like some fucking person on Fiverr.com who would have recorded your 30 voice lines for like 20
Yeah.
bucks.
I would prefer it to be Banjo Kazooie and just go "Rah, rah, rah," while it says all the way. Like I
Uh,
hate that shit.
I don't know. I think I feel like it's necessary for it to have been read out loud because, like, actually, maybe this was just me, but actually knowing what the life lesson was actually helped me beat some of the
Yeah,
stages. And that's actually something that was really frustrating is that, like, in that
yeah,
screenshot you see there, like, where it says what the life lesson is, that goes away. And if you ever want to see it again, you have to quit the level and then load your game again.
yep.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, I think literally just having you click on it or like put it in the start menu or something, or just have it always there because I mean it's in a part of the UI where like it's a single screen game, so it's not like you need to worry about the camera scrolling. So like you could literally just keep it there. I don't know. There's like a lot of ways to handle it, and just none of them were even attempted. But yeah, I mean, one thing I will say is that he used a nice font.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Like having pixel font on
Yeah,
pixel art. I don't think that's like I'm not as big of a stickler on that. Like I think it's fine if you use non-pixel font on pixel
yeah,
art, but it does. I think it's easier to make look better if everything
yeah,
is
for sure.
pixel.
No,
I
I
mean,
agree completely.
I think it looks good in the screenshot you posted, but I think like on the actual assets inside of the levels, like the every dog has its day, those words look like fucking shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
definitely
because
true.
I don't think those were typed out. I think he kind of like hand drew those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
for to make them like so that they don't obstruct the level as much because they're a lot
Right.
thinner letters. And I mean, also just to talk about UI, I mean, you guys didn't get to this, but if you beat the game, the subtitles just stop working and it just says undefined for the end.
That's fucking funny. That's
And
really good.
Oh, is this
Whoops.
technically the ending?
yes,
I wonder
that's
about the secret ending then.
yeah, that's probably beat it on hard. And
Maybe it's
Yeah.
then
defined.
Yeah, what if
Got
it
this
just
one.
says defined? That's all it says.
Tom got this one where literally there's a fondness mechanic in this level, which is at the bottom, but then when the thing talks, it just obfuscates the words because they just overlap each other. So it's like he put subtitles in, but then just didn't even play the game with the mod.
That's I didn't even notice that. That level was so fucking
That's
boring.
pretty bad.
Oh, the level was terrible. I don't need like literally the whole level's useless because you just rush to the top and then you run back and forth.
Yeah, you literally I just ran in a circle like on the right side, I think, and just waited.
So for Ben and
Oh,
Seth, basically you have to get the fondness meter to go up, and that heart is following you around the screen, and when it touches you, your health goes down. But it doesn't go very fast. And so what I did was literally just go to the top row where there's basically no way to die, and then you just run back and forth, and then it goes up like 7% per lap, and you just do that like 20 times, and then you leave the level.
Yep. Very, very shit level.
Yeah,
I've been pretty dead set on giving this game even a somewhat positive score, but that UI stuff is that's pretty bad.
yeah,
I feel like I would a lot of my rating would hinge on how long he spent making this game. Because like, if he just like, if he was sitting in this Discord, he's like, yeah, you know, I just made this in like a few hours over a weekend or whatever. I'd be like, all right, tight. But if he came in here and was like, yeah, I downloaded Unity, I watched some tutorials, took me about 3 months to make it, I'd be like,
uh,
what?
it probably took him a little bit, I imagine. It probably wasn't super quick, but I don't think it was super long.
yeah.
Maybe like a
Like if
month.
this, yeah, like if he was a beginner, like learning out, it might have taken him 3 months, maybe.
Yeah, but he's not a straight up beginner as
I mean, this was
evidenced
made
by
7 years
his.
ago, though.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Damn, I didn't realize it was that old. Holy shit.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
like it didn't even occur to me how old it is until you guys like literally said like the number of years out loud.
I mean, granted, I Want to Be the Guy came out in what 2006, and I mean that game is much better at platforming in like every way than this game. And I'm pretty sure this game is like directly inspired by that game. I'd be shocked if he didn't like ever interface with that game.
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, no doubt about that. Well,
I mean,
anything else on the art and UI shit?
I don't think
I
so.
got nothing.
Oh, I mean, you guys never saw this
None.
level. This is a funny level. So this level is like intentionally obfuscated. You're supposed to pick up the vacuum cleaner and fucking suck it all up, and I just thought that that was terrible. It's like one of the worst levels in the game because they're like in the middle of this level. There's like stars that go across like the platform,
Oh,
and you need to like jump over them, but you can't see them coming, so you just have to kind of like guess based on like the cycle of the
Oh
level.
my god.
It's like
Yeah,
it's a
that's
very bad
annoying.
level. It only took me like 2 tries to beat it, but like it was very unenjoyable.
yeah, it just seems trial and error heavy. Although
And
I
also
guess there
another thing
wasn't much
is
trial.
the fucking shit obfuscates the subtitles at the bottom because it's not on the top layer.
Oh yeah, so like if that was helpful, like you wouldn't be able to see it.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess it is narrated once, but I guess you'd have to be like really like listening for it.
I mean, it's why add subtitles if they're not helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do
that's
you
a very good
mean?
point.
How is that saying nature urs ooey not helpful?
I don't even remember what it is. I literally don't remember what that level's called. Like what the lesson is.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't even think about what life lesson that
Yeah,
concept
what life
is.
lesson starts with nature that would have a vacuum?
I have no clue.
Well, in any case,
I figured it
uh,
out. Nature abhors a vacuum. All right, I'm done.
ah,
Yeah.
thank you for that. I guess we can move on to narrative and themes. I'm not sure how much can be said here. I didn't beat the game, so I don't know if there's an overarching narrative, but my impression is that there is not a narrative.
I think the narrative is like you're supposed to be like a fetus or something, like going and learning about life, but like that's basically only described in like the store page. And then like when you beat the game, again, I don't even really remember what the fucking lips say other than like it's like you I bet you
Undefined.
wish that you could kill this annoying narrator. Oh well, too bad you can't. It's something like that where like it's basically alluding to like beat it on a harder difficulty and you get a better ending.
Uh,
Uh, I will say like the concept is good. Like trying to build a narrative off of just some like fucking hokey canned like phrases or whatever is a pretty cool idea. But yeah, obviously, A didn't really do anything with it. B didn't lean into it hard enough. Because I think like in the very beginning of the game, I feel like it kind of uh, deceived me maybe because you have like Jason Alexander pop up out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, this game's gonna be just like full of I want to be the guy style memes with like random pop culture shit showing up, and I don't think that ever happens again. Once
Yep.
maybe.
I think there
Yeah,
were some sound effects that were like
Yep.
memey, but that was about it.
I agree with what Thomas just said. In terms of like, if you're going to introduce the memes early on, you better commit to it. Otherwise, it's extremely out of place. And I think a lot of this also goes back to what we said about leap year, where kind of, even if it's just like something boring and simple and stupid, just something small to carry the narrative through can be pretty important. Like, I don't know, just have your avatar fetus thing become like 3 times its size after the last level, and now you're an adult. You grew up, hooray! But I'm assuming that that didn't happen.
Yeah, like literally anything.
That's actually a pretty good idea that you just thought of. Like,
Huh. Yeah, this game bothers me even less than Leap Year from not having something because I don't really expect like platformers to really have anything, and I think he kind of has something there, and I think that that's like enough. He could
yeah,
have done
like
something more with it.
yeah. For what it's worth, it does have technically more narrative
Yeah,
and probably an equal amount of theming as Leap Year.
for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think my also leap year costs 5 times as much as this game, but
True.
um I don't know. I think my big criticism of it is it needed to lean a little bit harder into whatever it wanted to do, and that it doesn't matter like what axis that's on, whether it's this you're a fetus in a simulation thing, or if it's just like fucking like popping up every 5 seconds.
I think that shit was
Yeah,
terrible. I'm
like
glad he didn't do
I agree. I would not have liked it, but
that.
like I think it would have been better than not having anything.
but also like if you're going to do that in the very introduction thing where you're quote unquote explaining the narrative, don't include a meme if you're not going to commit to it or if you don't
Yeah,
want to commit to it.
it's fucking Chekhov's meme, is what that is.
Oh, we got the ending footage.
What the
I
hell?
just remembered I have like a couple of clips, so as we're talking about it, I'm gonna go through those and see if they're worth talking about. But yeah, that's the ending.
Wait, she's talking all
Just
these
falling.
50 fucking seconds, and there's no subtitle.
That's
Mhm.
rough.
All right, maybe I'm glad he didn't actually try to like lean into any humor or anything, because that was pretty bad. Ben Busby, I love you, baby, but good God.
Yeah, that's a lot of this makes me like cement the timeline that where this was just originally a game jam game and he just wanted to see something more come out of the project, so he just put it on the Steam.
Yeah. I guess the other thing to consider too is that if you leaned into a bunch of memes and shit, then that can get you into trouble if you're trying to actually sell this thing.
Yeah, that's true. But if that's the case, like, isn't having that one thing at the beginning already enough to trigger that? Although,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the game probably sold like 30 copies,
yeah,
so
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, very much like way too small to like litigate, like just to not, yeah,
yeah,
not
just
worth it.
a waste
With
of everybody's time.
yeah,
We should all
without
request refunds for copyright infringement or whatever the fuck.
yeah, I mean without auto content ID shit, there's no way that and I mean that's like an impossible thing to put into Steam currently, but yeah, who the fuck's gonna report this game? Gonna take the report seriously.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna assume that no one else has anything else to add for narrative and themes.
No, I'm good.
All right. So I think we can go to the prompts, which I've written some questions, and this first one I'm not really satisfied with because I kind of it's kind of like a loaded question where I kind of like prime an opinion.
Um
But I mean, I guess I'll just read out loud
yeah.
and I'll try to correct it in a way that makes it less of a loaded question. But basically, what I've written is, in my opinion, the difficulty of the game is very unbalanced, and the overall design of the game seems to very much be about the themes and the vibes, as opposed to being like a concrete like a like level design that's consistent and challenging throughout with like a proper progression. But also all this that I'm espousing on this opinion that I've formed is not formed with the knowledge or the experience of beating the game. And I guess just to make it less loaded, does everyone else share that opinion that the game is unbalanced, or maybe it's okay, or maybe like if you beat the whole game, you have like a different opinion than me? Like, I guess how do you guys feel about the overall balance in general, like, or the kind of like the experience, like the way you felt from beginning to end?
So for me, it's I mean, it was obviously extremely unbalanced. Like I felt like a lot of the hardest levels were really front loaded, and then you would go like 6, 7, 8 levels and you would just beat them all on the first try and not even like allow them to percolate in your memory because you just didn't spend any time on them. And then you would get to another one where it was like a fucker that you would be spending like 30 fucking minutes on. So it was just like one really obnoxious level for like every 5 on average, give or take. But the thing is, it was like you said, totally like arbitrary. Like level 3 might be hard as fuck, level 12 might be hard as fuck, level 18 might be hard as fuck, but everything in between those is super fucking easy. So, yeah, I would say that it makes it feel just like super jarring.
Yeah, and I also brought up the fact that I didn't beat the game because I was just curious, and I assume the answer to this question I'm about to ask is no. But given all of the life lessons, like, is there a reason why they're ordered in that way? Like, or are they just literally just a list of random lessons, and it could have just been in any order, and it could have just been reordered to be more balanced?
The only ones that needed to happen in a certain order is that a doctor, Appleday Keeps the Doctor Away, needs to come before Revenge is a dish best served cold because the doctor character's in there, and that's like kind
Uh,
of like, I think like you're trying to pay him back for him being a pain in the ass in the level, but like other like that could have been level 24 and 25. It didn't need to be 16 and 27 or whatever it was.
all right.
But no, it just seemed like it was completely random lesson wise.
Agreed. Oh, and yeah, I
And
guess I guess just to like put a bow on and the difficulty aspect of it is I also didn't beat the game because once I got to the when life gives you lemons level, it just felt like it was just purely like shitty odds RNG that I was going to beat it, and I did not feel the need to even continue after that.
I think in terms of like the difficulty rebalancing, I'm pretty mixed on it. It could definitely be better, at least up to the point that I played, which was apple a day. Um, in general, though, like I'm cool with the idea of chunking the sets of levels into 5 per the checkpoints, and not all of those being as difficult as each other. Obviously, there are like some levels within each of those sets that's way, way, way more difficult than any level on any other set, or where it doesn't belong. Like every dog has its day, but I don't know. I think there's a certain homely, quaint fun to the difficulty being kind of out of whack. That's just like pure vibes. I can't really explain it past that. It's not like the most egregious thing in the world for me, but could definitely be better.
The way you described that just made me think of a possible justification for why it is the way it is. Because when you mentioned like the zones, right? So there's zones 1 through 6. I mean I don't remember the levels enough at like a granular detail to remember like how it was. But what if like there was actual difficulty progression, but it was like within each zone. You know what I mean?
Like a
Yeah, and like
Super
there,
Mario
Oh
Brothers
yeah.
3 world or
yeah,
something.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there is a little bit of that because like in the first section, for example, the third one is probably the hardest one. But then if you're actually doing the checkpoints, the fifth one is going to be the hardest one because you're going to die a lot in it.
I mean, to go back to my favorite platforming game in a while, that's kind of what Ambidextro does. So it's basically the whole game's in 5 level chunks, and then it's basically level 1 of the chunk is here's a new mechanic, and then 2 is like expanding on it, and then like 5 is like the toughest of the chunk, and then the next level is a new chunk, and then it's a new mechanic.
But does that reset the difficulty?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it kind of
Okay.
it's like a slow, gradual like increase. Like it's supposed to be like kind of stacking on top of each other, and you'll use previous mechanics. But it like usually the first level will be kind of like a little bit of a reset.
Yeah, like the average difficulty of each chunk goes up, even if
Exactly.
it's not like a constant linear increase from level to level.
I think that game is like a like literal masterpiece when it comes to that. Like just like a steady, slow climbing hill of just like compounds on itself, and it's perfect.
Keep talking about this fucking game. You should choose it, or maybe I'll choose
I
it.
know you guys wouldn't beat
It doesn't
it.
matter. Just because you said that, I'm gonna choose it.
I'm
I
not
think it,
I'm not shit at platformers. I would beat it.
I mean, I brought it up previously, and you guys said I don't, all three of you said I don't think I beat this game. So I was like, okay, I guess I can't pick this then.
Well, I'm gonna try it.
Oh, I forgot what game this was. Yeah,
Yeah,
after
it's the
looking at this,
two-hand game where you need to
yeah,
control two guys at the same time.
my left hand might as well not exist. So yeah, this would be very hard for me.
I feel like if anything trained me for this game, it's like 7 years of drumming. So
I mean, I'm picking Thousand Exorcists next anyway, so maybe after that one, or if Ben picks it.
I probably won't pick it, but yeah, I mean, I just I would play it if you picked it. I guess is what I'll say.
Sure.
I probably won't beat it, but I would play it.
Well,
It's not a long game; it's just a hard game.
did you answer the question, Jordan? I forget.
No. So I mean, I kind of did just by saying, talking about it a little bit, but yeah, no, I think the difficulty is completely out of whack, and like you could completely like rebalance this, and I think like some levels could be made easier for like a better curve throughout. But I think this was kind of just find a lesson, throw it together, kind of wing what feels good, because I mean, like the last 10 levels are easy as fuck.
There was
Like
another thing I was curious about, and I guess you'd be the best equipped to answer this since you saw all the levels. But was there just a progression from the beginning to end that didn't involve difficulty, like the visual complexity of the levels? Did they just get more complex from 1 to 30 visually?
I could see why in like the last 8, like with that hindsight level, the one that I posted previously, like turning back and forth, that's probably not a good level to put early. Although it's not like a difficult level, it's more of a tedious level, but like that's better to be later. Um, and kind of the one that the video that I posted about the multiple item exploit, like that level's probably better to put later because it's kind of combining like the spring jumps with picking things up and going through like climbing up and down ladders that are falling. So like mechanically it makes sense to be later, but it's not really like strictly harder than some of the earlier levels. It's just because it's a little more mechanically dense than them is why they're later, but I don't think that that's like a better, like it's an okay choice, but the early levels should be easier because of that. Like every dog has its day. That could be like I don't. You could have like the words after that early maze or something. Like, don't have the player go through that maze 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
It makes sense where the levels are at the end, but it's not a difficulty scale like at all.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
is that everyone?
I think so.
Okay. So I guess the general consensus is that um, some effort could have been put into just rebalancing, not necessarily the difficulty, but maybe just the reordering of the existing levels to create a more satisfying
Yeah.
progression.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
I think that's all you need to do is just reorder them.
Yeah, and like whether or not it's scaling it within those chunks or scaling it by mechanic, that aspect definitely regardless of what was chosen.
Yeah. Because I didn't even like going through the game normally, like the concept of a zone doesn't really have any impact at all. Like if I didn't see the achievement, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
known that there were like chunks of levels. You know
Agreed.
what I mean?
I think it's literally just for the difficulty is why they're chunks. Like for normal, we'll send you back to the start of like the 5 level chunk if you lose all your lives.
Oh, is that how it works? I thought it just
Yeah.
wait, so it's hard does hard just
You just die.
nuke your progress?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So normal
Ooh.
sends you back to the beginning of the chunk. Hard, you just die.
Alright. Well, I guess we could just move on to the next question. Unless someone else has
I'm
any
good.
last words. Alright.
I think I'm good.
So is there a place for games like this in the marketplace? Like specifically, would you have paid 99 cents for this game outside of it being assigned for this, basically?
I think if the entire Steam library was single dollar games that were roughly games like this, maybe slightly more polished, I would probably dump way more money into Steam than I already do.
I didn't
It's
even
just so
think
easy
about
to
it that way.
justify a single dollar game. Like it's like why not? You know, it's 4 quarters. Oh well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's actually like it's such a common sense insight that it it's surprising to me like how much sense it makes and why I'd never like thought about it before.
And like think about it. Think of how many games you wish list because you're waiting for them to go on sale. If it's $1,
Oh,
you're just gonna buy it.
you're right. Oh my God, you're exactly right. I bought so many games in the last sale because they were like, because like there was like that button that said show less than 10, and then next to that it said show less than
Yep.
5. That's the one I looked at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at Steam in a completely different way now because I never like it just never like literally before Tash I would have never ever considered playing even pirating these games, much less paying for them. And that in like from the last sale, I bought like 10 of these fucking games.
I mean, I'll put it in a slightly less tongue in cheek way, which is that like I love me a good Flash game. I was all over Congregate, Armor games, Addicting games, all that shit when I was a kid. And I feel like so many of those games have either like petered off or transitioned into like $5 to $10 games that should actually be $1 games. And if that was the case and they were all $1 games again, I would still be as into Flash games as I was when I was a kid, I think.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way.
How about you, Jordan?
Um, so cost of a game like this is not the part that bothers me. It's the time investment into it. And I think a game like this, I would play it if it was a lot more of a refined game. But with it, what it is being like a student project, basically, like I wouldn't play more games like this because I know that there's better games that exist. Like any like there's so many I want to be the guy fan games that are like insanely fucking polished compared to this, and those are just straight up free. Um,
Mm,
that like I don't this game I think I'm glad this game exists. I'm not saying that you shouldn't make it, and I'm not even saying that you shouldn't charge for it, but I would rather this game be him put more time into it. Maybe like actually get like real art done and like real music and like maybe fucking have some kind of like actual writing or something and then charge $10 for the game and then I'm more likely to play a game like this. But the more throwaway games, it's more about just I can't play all of them and I already have like a backlog of like 260 games or something insane that I want to play. So that's kind of the time investment is much more of a thing for me. So And
Uh,
also like if you have a base $1 game, that's different than a $30 game that's now $4, like in the kind of way that Ben said, of where you're like, oh, now it's a good deal, versus like if you charge me $1, I don't think you're really expecting to give me like a quality product for it. So yeah.
yeah, this is like some like game dev meta narrative, but you just brought up something that just reminded me of something interesting I read recently, where um, there was like this article that was written where you know how Steam charges 30%?
Yeah.
Like that's like their development cut or the cut they take from the game devs,
Yep.
and how it's actually completely justified
Yep.
because of all the Steam sales and how good Steam is, like um like games like this actually get purchased. They might not get played.
Yep.
Like lots of people just buy these games from like humble bundles or like super deep sales. They'll buy them and never ever play them. And like if Steam didn't exist, that sale just wouldn't exist.
Yep. Not
Period.
even close.
Yeah, I mean, the 30% is literally just like, I mean, it's a memed word, but like exposure, right? Because who the fuck's going on like itch.io and just like randomly
Yeah.
browsing people's shit? Who's going on SoundCloud and randomly browsing people's shit?
Yeah, but
Like,
it brings oh sorry for interrupting, but it brings
no,
up
no, no, you get
a pretty interesting point where like um without something like Steam, a game like this would literally never be played simply
Yep.
because like when the game's on sale, like people will buy games like this and never ever install them.
yeah.
So it's like it's kind of like this weird thing where like does the game really need to exist? But we played it and I speaking for myself, I did enjoy it somewhat. So like I got value out of it. But like
I'm actually,
yeah,
I'm actually curious how many other like, I don't know, economic sectors could be analogized to Steam, where people spend a lot of money on shit they're never going to use, or like shit that they
Probably
speculate that they're going to
Spotify?
use.
Kindle, maybe.
Kindle's a good one, yeah.
Books, DVD collections. I know a lot of people who would have
Oh
bookcases of
yeah.
DVDs. They haven't watched like 80% of them. It's just a matter of collecting them. Vinyl collections. It's kind of like all it's kind of collecting things.
Yeah.
But I think Steam is easier to spend your money than all of those things for obvious reasons.
And with vinyl too, like a lot of people like me, I only buy vinyl for albums I know I like. Like I don't just like randomly walk into a fucking record store and I'm like, I'm gonna pay $40 to see if
Yeah,
I like this.
very true.
So a lot of that is like just never opening it or using it just so it doesn't lose like value, I guess.
Yeah. Some people will also like buy in bulk, like which is I think an underutilized Steam thing of like teaming up with like a bunch of developers and then you have 10 $1 games that you're selling in a bundle for like $5 and then I think that kind of helps everybody out. And then
Yeah.
that's when you really get like those like people just buy it, right? Because you're like, holy shit, I get fucking I mean that's why I literally use Humble Choice because I get fucking 8 games for $12. I don't even care what they are.
Yeah, for
So yeah.
sure.
And then on top of
Uh,
that, like on top of that with like Steam and shit, like just the services they offer are insane. Like you get free like remote play together, like that's just a checkbox you click. You don't have to debug anything. It just works. Like they give so much that like Steam should probably take more than 30% if we're talking about the value add they give you to a game.
yeah, easily. Without Steam, I don't think the indie PC gaming marketplace would even exist, really.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like, it's just so much better than
Yeah.
alternatives. I don't think they should ever increase the cut,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Yeah.
30, I think is extremely fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Extremely fair.
I'm just saying
And
that
yeah, like the other ones, like Epic Games, they cannot charge 30%. They
I
don't
think they
they
do, right? Or like 20? They're
no,
like
they
really close now.
are they? That's a mistake if it is, because they don't have that kind of clout. I'm sorry.
Does Steam have like a sliding scale too? Like if you
No.
reach some like revenue
Nope.
thing, it's just straight up
Yep.
30%.
Yeah, it's
Period.
30.
No matter
That's
who
actually
you
that's
are, no
actually
matter
that's
what you
actually kind of
sell.
cool.
Yep.
That's actually kind of
It's
cool. I like that.
completely 30% for literally everyone involved. Doesn't matter who you are.
All right, well shit, I'm gonna answer this question real quick, which is so Seth said if every game was like this because it reminds him of like Flash games on Armor Games and Congregate and stuff, he would spend a lot of money on Steam. I'm gonna go the polar opposite and say if every game on Steam was like this, I would find a new hobby. Which is not to say that people should not indulge in their creative side and like just make fun stuff and like throw it up on the Steam store, like without like not caring, like I'm gonna become a millionaire from releasing my 50-cent platformer. Like people should obviously do that and they should do that more, but I think I don't think it's unreasonable for me to say I just like prefer things with vastly more polish than what's on display.
I
Yeah,
think
for
what Seth
sure.
said, there's definitely like merit to though, because I was a Newgrounds fucking monger when Newgrounds was brand new, and
Oh
like
shit,
I
me
don't think I would
too.
do that again on
Yeah,
Steam
but
now. I don't know if that's my age or what, but yeah,
I mean, part of it is that like there was this Sesh, I think I saw you had wish listed. I think it's called Ember Ward. It's like a tower defense game where you build all your towers on like Tetris blocks. That game's a lot of fun. Like I really enjoyed it. It just took me back to fucking desktop tower defense and shit like that was on Congregate. I don't feel like it's like a $15 or $20 game though. But if there were a bunch of games like that with less polish, fewer art assets, whatever, and they were like $1 to $5, I'd have a fuck ton of those in my library.
the Sockbox Collective.
so
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
here's the
Also,
thing, real quick, that marketplace that you're looking for where every game is like this, it exists. It's
it's
itch.io, and
it's, it's itch.io.
it's where this game should have gone. I do, and this is what I would have
Yeah,
done if I was him. I would have put it on itch. I would have made it a WebGL build so it just runs in the browser. There's
yep.
nothing about this that just doesn't run in the fucking
Oh,
browser,
for
you know what I
sure.
mean? It would just been so much easier to just play the game, and the game could have been free. But on itch.io, you can have this option where, and this is what I have on like a lot of my things where I kind of like pseudo scam people, but it says like name your own price, and you click
Yeah,
on it, and it defaults to $2. But you can also like zero is the price you can name, so that's what I tell the people that I don't want to scam. I say you just click on it and you just type in zero. But you can do stuff like that on itch and get away with it because like the games on itch are they're more catered to games like this as opposed to
yeah,
Steam where like if you want to list a game on Steam, you have to pay $100.
yep.
Like already that just makes it not worth it to put a game like this on Steam, you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Just
I'm
that by itself.
You have to pay
I mean,
$100 and there's a bunch of graphics you need to make and shit too. Like it's not just do that. I mean, you could put like fucking bullshit in there if you want, but why are you even putting it on Steam if you don't want people to buy it?
for a lot of people, it's just like at least I'm projecting here, but I imagine for a lot of people, it's squarely and purely 100% just so that they can say I put a game on Steam and you
Yeah,
can play
Yeah,
it
for
from
sure.
start to finish and it's 99 cents. I don't think
they
it
make them
goes
free.
much deeper than that.
The amount of free
Um,
No,
games I
that's
don't
right.
add to my wish list that look like this or worse is astronomical. It's probably the majority of games on Steam of like student projects that they want
yeah.
to have something on Steam,
Yep,
but they make them
100%.
free because why would you charge for something like this?
But to your point earlier, Jordan, about how like you fucking mainlined games like this when you were younger and you don't know why you stopped, I think it's two things. So, one, like the average quality of games that you can spend $0 on is fucking ridiculous now compared to like 2005. And also, you are older and your time has more value because you
Yeah,
don't want to fucking spend it playing Flash Revolution when you're 35. I think it's just a
yeah.
combination of those things.
I think
So
it's more the latter than the former.
you just reminded me of like a crazy memory. So the last company that I worked at in Indianapolis, that place downtown, Vision 3, there was this program I worked with. This dude was like the smartest fucking person I ever met. I learned so much from this guy. This dude was oh my god, this dude was like way too smart to be like a normal human like the rest of us. And I remember one time I did pair programming with him, and he just brings up Progress Quest, and it made me think of like the games like this, and like what people used to do back when they were young. And I guess
Yeah.
it involves stuff like Oh my god, I sound like a retard. Prog. Oh my god, why can I say this word? Progress Quest.
Woo!
We
God.
did it. Yeah, for sure. I had a fucking Progress Quest window open when I was younger. I had a progress quest window open last month.
That's funny.
Best level / worst level.
You start.
Oof. I guess this is the problem with my note taking is that I just don't remember what a lot of the levels are called. So the worst one for me has to be the one I quit on, which was the an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Was it doctor or dentist? I didn't even think about that.
Doctor.
Is that the saying?
After it's Apple Day keeps the doctor away. Apple Day does not keep the dentist away.
Oh my god! Why did I think?
Yeah, apples got sugar in them, dude.
That's funny.
Wait, what? All this time I thought it was dentist. I'm stupid.
That's mad funny.
That is very funny.
Well,
He does kind
anyway,
of look like a dentist.
yeah.
To
Whatever.
me, he looks like Colonel Sanders, but
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the worst level, and the best one, in my opinion, was it is.
Describe it.
It probably is the math one, not because of the math. I fucking hated the math part because of the ambiguity of not using parentheses. But I really liked it was the first time where I kind of had to like next level in my brain. I'd like level up where I'd think about like the upside down platforming in a different way, where it was like actually prolonged upside down platforming like at the end of leap year. And I like that. And I think that was the first instance of that.
Yeah. I mean, there was the home is where you make it or whatever the fuck level that kind of does the upside down platforming a little bit. But I think that level sucks.
I don't think I got that far because I don't
Oh, yeah,
remember
you did.
that life lesson. Oh, did I?
This early one.
Mm.
There you go. I just pasted it.
I do. Yeah, that one was stupid. It was so
Yeah.
easy too, wasn't it? It took like 2 fucking seconds. When
Mhm.
I did it, I remember I was like, that was it.
Mhm. And I also didn't like the couldn't think of a joke for this one in fucking parentheses.
Yeah.
Anybody
Well, anyway,
else?
those were my awards.
Best worst to anybody else?
I think for me the best would be the one we were talking about earlier. I forgot what the life lesson is. Fucking having to bounce up and down for 30 seconds because I actually had to like develop and come up with strategies for it as opposed to just kind of either dying due to tedium or uh, just brute forcing it through having to do annoying shit. Least favorite is, I mean, I feel like this will probably be a common theme for me, Seth, and Ben, which is when life gives you lemons. Because yeah, just absolutely mind fuckingly stupid that I felt like I had no control over my own destiny in that level, and I just kind of had to slam my head against the wall until it worked. So eventually, I uh, got a lump on my forehead and said, "Fuck it."
I don't even think I did that stage.
You definitely didn't
That's
do it. I
yeah,
don't think.
it's like level 20 or something. Up something around there,
Oh
plus or
yeah,
minus a
I
couple.
stopped at 15, so I definitely didn't play it.
I'll go ahead and go. I'm gonna give two best levels because they're the best levels to me for different reasons. One of them, I think, Seshi posted it with Throw Caution to the Wind. I really like that one for the platforming, and the other one, Ignorance is Bliss, for puzzle purposes because I think that's the first one that introduces door momentum, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm assuming we all probably got stuck at that for like a second because you're like, how
Yep.
the fuck?
Yeah.
That did you guys ever let go of an item at the peak of your jump and you can't pick it up again, so you have to restart the level? I do that
Yes.
shit all the time, all over the place.
And then least favorite level words for sure, mostly because of the middle word and
Yeah.
also wasting my time.
Yeah, that level sucked.
Yeah, some I can't pick which one I like more. The one that you guys have played is definitely Throw a Caution to the Wind. I think that level is awesome because it's truly just like you can't really bullshit it. You have to just kind of understand how it works and come up with a system to get across the level. But then the one that I think is actually my favorite that no one else played because it's like level 26 is Revenge is a Dish Best Served Cold because it's just like a shmup level. Like you basically just have to like dodge It's like a Toho fucking spell card capture of a boss where you just need to like live basically, and then you just navigate across the level. I posted a video of it a couple back, and I don't know.
Oh,
I really like shit like that. But
that does sound pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Okay, he looks like a doctor. God damn it. He's a doctor.
I mean, a
He is
dentist
not
is
a dentist.
basically a doctor.
Yeah,
This is
but
the
he
same
doesn't
thing.
look like a dentist. He
Yeah,
straight
All
up looks like a
dentists,
doctor.
all dentists are doctors, but not all doctors are dentists.
yeah, right. And worst level, yeah, it's. I mean, there's so many fucking bad levels. It's hard to pick. I mean, what Seth said with words is a bad one. The one that Tom said with the where you have to like bring all the things to people is bad. Even like when the fat lady sings is kind of shit because like the end is just kind of random.
Oh, I forgot
There's a
about that
lot. There's
one.
a lot of bad levels in this game. Like a lot of
God,
bad ones.
I forgot about when the fat lady sings. That was horrendous.
I mean, the one that me and Tom talked about with apps that makes the heart grow or fonder fucking sucks. Like there's a lot of bad levels, but there's a lot of good levels.
That makes sense since it's so unbalanced.
Yeah.
I also just want to give a shout out to all of the gauntlet levels, which Thomas mentioned, and I think Revenge would also count. I don't know if that's a checkpoint level or not, but all the gauntlet levels were really fun. Hope and Time Flies were both fun.
Did
All
I
right, I gotta
do
see how
time
you beat. I
flies?
gotta see how you beat this.
If you got to the doctor level, then yeah, you got to Time Flies. It was the one with the
You're
balloon.
right. There was you're right. So you're saying that with Hope Springs Eternal that they were similar.
Yeah, they're both just like survive for X amount of time, bouncing around on the things.
Yeah, I think I do remember a second one, but I don't like Hope Springs Eternal for some reason is the one that like is much more clear in my memory, and I can't remember the other one, which is apparently Time Flies.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna show my ass.
What's up?
Oh,
I did not know that there was a lemon you had to fill up. I thought I had to send the lemon up to the lips. Literally, I thought that was what I had to do because of something that the lips say in the beginning of the level, like "I'm thirsty, I need a drink" or something. So
Yeah,
I
you
thought,
bring
oh,
after you fill it up, you bring
you
it up.
bring it
You
up to
have
her.
to, yeah.
Oh my god!
Wait, so
I didn't even see that thing I have to pick up and fill up. Oh my god! I would have beat the level. I was just sitting there trying to launch it through all the fucking stars the whole time.
I mean, it's
Oh my
still not easy,
god!
man. Like it's like you still have to have found like the time when you jump through and still have to like jump through and not fuck it up and then do that bullshit a lot. Like it's really tedious and like it wasn't a fun level at all. And I'm really glad I found the exploit because it would have been like 10 times longer if I didn't because it's fucking so annoying.
I feel like they might not. Whatever you did probably are not exploits. They were probably intended.
I mean, intended in like a dev route,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Mario
yeah.
Maker
Like,
dev door bullshit.
yeah. When I say that, I mean like literally two people know about it, and that's you and the dev.
I mean, I found almost everything by accident. I didn't find the multi-volume pickup by accident. I tried that one, which I don't know if you guys found, but it literally, if you just overlap two items, you can just pick them up at the same time.
I didn't find that. That's funny though.
Yeah, it makes a lot of the levels really trivial because instead of having to do multiple trips, you literally just stack them on top of each other and do one trip.
you could do that with
Uh,
Every Dog Has a Stake, couldn't you?
you can do it, but it's like it's not really worth it because you can't like set it up
Yeah,
because you're bouncing up and down. So it's like
you
the only
s-
level where it doesn't help.
yeah, because you still got to do it.
Yeah. The one that I posted is probably like the best one for the exploit because it literally saves you like 3 fucking trips. Instead of having to go there, go back, go there, go back, go there, go back, you just go there, go back, you're done.
All right. Well, anything else? Otherwise, we can draw some conclusions here.
No, I'm ready for the ratings if everyone else is.
Yep.
Well, you can start.
Yeah, I guess I can. I will give it very much in line with like a lot of my other ratings, which are all vibes. Did I enjoy it or not? I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I enjoyed myself, and I will admit the 99-cent price point is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but I did enjoy playing the game, and that's all I got.
That's fair.
Yeah, actually, I kind of feel the same way about Ben, or same way as Ben does, where, um, I don't know. I try to contextualize games along the creative axes that they exist around, which is solo dev who clearly didn't do this a whole lot and decided to charge 99 cents and post his game on Reddit for feedback. So that's kind of the lens that I'm viewing this game through. And yeah, I kind of arrived at a 6 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I think you guys are way higher than me. So like if you guys made this game and said it, I'd be like, dude, this is awesome. Here's some feedback on it. I wouldn't give you a number grade on it because like I don't like I take into consideration what this guy is and that he's one person who was like a student at the time who made that and everything. But just because of that, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, it's a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna say, hey man, it was a great project. You should keep it up, and I can't wait to see what you make next time. But I'm not gonna like inflate the grade, so it's like a 3.5 for me. And yeah, he had some really good ideas, but I think it was kind of more like almost accidental than intentional because he just kind of like fell into some like really sick platforming shit. But there's so many bad levels, just kind of like going back and looking at everything, where it's just like, damn, there was like so many bad and tedious levels, and then like the art and everything doesn't redeem it. There's not a lot of like charm that kind of like saves me from the bad design aspect. So yeah, 3.5. I don't
How?
remember if I said it.
Yeah, you said 3.5. Out of curiosity, what if this game was like repackaged so that it was like just the five best levels or something like that, like the 10 best levels?
It would probably be like a 5. Just because like it would be like a little too nothingness, like
Mm.
because like that's not enough. Because again, like I will compare this game directly to Ambidextro, which is one guy made that game, and that game is like so much fucking better than this game. It like it hurts my head that like that game is also a single dev. So like it would definitely be better if he cut out the bullshit, but like the fact that there's not any redeeming art, there's not any redeeming music, there's not any like cool narrative or funny stuff. It's just like cringy and annoying more than like adds to the experience for me. That like nothing really helps this game with the issues that I have with it. So it's basically just like you get a couple points because you had some really cool design in some levels, and it was like enjoyable in the spots where it was, but it was so not enjoyable in the spots where it wasn't that like it kind of holds it back a lot.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for sure. What about you, Seth?
If I was being completely objective with my rating right now, then after seeing some of the UI stuff that Sesh posted, I think that does legitimately it's just too in your face. This should not have happened for me to not lower my score to a 4 if I was being objective. However, I came in to this chat tonight feeling that the game was about a 5.5 for me, and I want to rate it a 5.5 because that's the same score that I gave Final Fantasy 16, and I think that's
Damn.
Oh, that's
That's funny.
great.
Yeah, and again,
Yeah,
I don't want to like talk. I would never like talk shit to this guy. Like, hey, you made a shitty game. Like, if one of you guys made a game that was equivalent to this, I'd be like, this is fucking awesome. Like, hey, maybe here's some things you want to consider, and like, definitely like keep going with it. Like, I don't want it to be discouraging, but as I
yeah,
try to keep all my shit relative to itself, and yeah, that's why it's so low.
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't.
and that's how I tend to like rate these games as well. Is like if I was face to face talking to this guy, like what kind of feedback would I provide? And I'm also a person who has a very high tolerance for like stupid, bad bullshit, as evidenced by movies Seth and Ben have watched with me before.
funny.
So, like, I never ever rate anything, be it movies, books, games, whatever, like on a totally objective axis that I apply to each and every single thing that I play. So if I were to do that, like if I were to hold this game up to the same standard that I rated, let's say Tears of the Kingdom, then I mean this game's like a 0.5. But because I feel like you have to recontextualize these things, it does inflate the rating. That is definitely true. But the 6 comes from the fact that I do feel like. Uh, it's basically, did I enjoy the time that I spent playing this game? And the answer is yes. And but is it enough? Is it like far away enough from the average that it should be as high as 7, 8, 9? No. I just it was I played it for one session. I played it 2 hours straight in a hotel room. I had a little bit of fun, and I will probably never think about this game again after a week.
That's just what I was thinking about when you guys were talking about like you wouldn't want to like trash this game in front of the guy that made it. When you looked up this guy's background and like what he's doing right now, I wonder if this guy even remembered that he made this game.
Yeah, honestly.
He's got a lot more shit going on.
Yeah, he goes back and plays and goes, God, this is a piece of shit. Who made this? Yeah, but I mean, I definitely did enjoy it. It's just there was also a lot of unenjoyment and a lot of whys and a lot of like could be better very easily if he was like a better designer. So that's why, yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't
no, for
terrible.
sure. And I do think that like I'm curious how my experience would have ended up if I didn't like go full dipshit on that level and not realize what I was supposed to do, and just kind of muscled through it because my thought process with this game was the first time that it really pisses me off, I'm just gonna stop. Like it's not gonna be worth like powering through like overtly negative
Yeah.
feelings.
I mean, that's basically what I tried to convey to you guys, which is like play for 30 to 45 minutes, and when you get stuck on something, just quit because it's probably not worth getting through. Because I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what the game is.
And that probably really helps its rating. That as soon as the game like really pissed me off, I was just like, nah,
Yeah.
that's enough.
I think you basically got to like the last point where that would have happened because I think I kind of enjoyed the last 10 levels more than like the rest of the game because they were all like very quick compared to some of the bullshit the game puts you through before. So I think you probably would have enjoyed it slightly more.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'll never think about this game again. Thanks, Ben Busby. I'm glad you made this game. I'm glad that indie developers exist and can put their silly bullshit projects up on Steam for 50 cents. I think that's great.
Actually, I
Making
don't think they
hindsight
can.
emo.
I think, other than free, I think the cheapest you can set a game is 99 cents.
No,
Maybe I'm
there's
wrong.
50-cent games.
Yeah, I've definitely
are
seen
they?
50. I've
Damn,
definitely
did I
seen
lie?
50-cent games.
I've never
but
seen lower than 50 cents, so I don't know if you can do that. But I know you could.
That must be it then. 50 cents has got to be the.
You can make them like $1 million though. I think there's no like upper limit because I think there's some meme game that someone priced for $1 million and it's like literally nothing. I think is the name of the game or it's something like that, and it's nothing.
Ken. The next time we meet, which will be on July 21st, I believe, the
Yes.
game that we will be discussing, that we all have been playing through, is Torment Tides of Numenera. A game which is very niche, but for people within that niche, it is. There's a lot of like context and I don't know if you guys are familiar with like a lot of the history of the development of this game, but there's been controversies and a lot of there's a lot of info about this game.
it's a
That
very
is,
polarizing game amongst
yeah.
its community.
Much of which I'm sure will be discussed
Uh,
next time.